Welcome back to Melodic Memories of Light's Monarch. I'm Casey, and I need to start today's episode off by saying, rest in peace to Oliver Tree. Now, I don't talk about him much at all, if ever. I don't know if I've ever talked about him on this podcast before, but he is an artist that I respected. I genuinely thought that he was just an authentic human being. He was completely and authentically, genuinely himself through and through. Reinvented himself countless of times, and he was definitely an amazing artist. One that I do plan on going through their stuff. I know a handful of things and a couple albums here and there, but I don't know all of it, and I won't pretend to. I just was actually at work at Sunrise, the record store, this past weekend, and I just seen literally moments after it happened that Oliver Tree is unfortunately passed away. Now, he reportedly died at the age of 32, which is insane. That is a crazy young age to have this happen. And obviously, life is fleeting. Nothing is guaranteed, not even tomorrow. So it happens, and it's actually and honestly heartbreaking. He was among 5 others that did pass away in an air vehicle crash in Rio, and via CNN in Brazil, they said singer Oliver Tree has reportedly died in a helicopter crash in Rio de Janeiro. 2 helicopters collided in midair before crashing into an electric vehicle yard, killing 6 people. So obviously he wasn't the only one that was affected, that we lost in this accident, in this tragedy, but to everyone lost, and Oliver Tree, obviously, my heart goes out to them. It's definitely something that just kind of shook me. And again, I'm not a massive fan of his music. The things I've heard, though, are great. I do enjoy his vibe and, again, his authenticity. But when it comes down to just the fact he was 32, it sent me on a little bit of a spiral, to be honest. And it's crazy to think that he literally just released his last album in April. So he did get to release something this year, but, it's crazy. But I guess all in all, I just want to say that life is far too short, and let your loved ones know that you love them every chance you get, because, again, tomorrow is not guaranteed. So rest in peace to Oliver Tree, and apologies on starting out this episode so dark and dismal, but it is something I wanted to get out of the way and just pay my respects, because it kind of shook me more than I thought possible. So may he rest in peace, gone far too soon. Now to switch gears and lighten things up a little bit, hopefully anyways, to those that are Black Veil Brides fans, let's lighten this up a bit. Set the World on Fire, their second ever studio record. Crazy to think that it is now 15 years old. That is insane. Set the World on Fire is an amazing album by Black Veil Brides, obviously their second album ever. It has some great tracks on it, probably the biggest one being Fallen Angels. I believe everybody that knows Black Veil Brides knows that song, and if not that song, then they know In the End, which is obviously more popular, I would have to say, out of all of their songs. But regardless, Set the World on Fire is now 15 years old. Crazy stuff. And it makes me wonder, are we going to get anything for it? Nothing has been announced as of recording. So if something does get announced, obviously I'll mention it in the next episode. But as of right now, Black Veil Brides has not announced that they're doing anything for Set the World on Fire yet. Fingers crossed we at least get a repressing of the vinyl. I don't need it myself. I'm just hoping for the rest of the BVB army, because I have Set the World on Fire on vinyl. I'm very lucky to have gotten that before it got crazy expensive. I think I bought it for like $50 off of Discogs. So if you go on Discogs, you might find something good. Not saying that it's going to be greatly priced or better priced than that, because again, I bought mine back like before 2020, if not in 2020. So regardless, all that aside, the album is now 15 years old. Will we get an anniversary re-recording one day? I don't expect that anytime soon, but you never know. Maybe when that album turns 20. Who knows? Would be absolutely fantastic, though. I don't know, to be honest, if that would ever happen. Granted, we have a long ways to go, so we'll see. We will see. All of my rambles aside, happy birthday to Set the World on Fire. I want to speak more on Black Veil Brides, though. Now, they just had an amazing download set in the UK, obviously, the Download Festival. You should know what that is. If you don't, look it up for a quick moment. And Black Veil Brides, they played. So I wanted to touch on their Rock Sound post, or at least Rock Sound posted about Black Veil Brides with a live review written by Jack Roger alongside Carla Mundy, taking some photos to show us all. And what Jack Rogers wrote was, "If you want to see how a metal show in 2026 should be delivered, go and watch Black Veil Brides. They have seen and done it all over their many visits to Donington Park. But there is something about today that feels different. Something in the air that's making the riffs sharper, the gutturals harsher, the solos slicker, and Andy Bierzak's smile bigger and heart even more appreciative. Perhaps it's how clearly head over heels the band are with their recent output, representing new album Vindicate, with a euphoric bleeders and beautifully devastating certainty, showcasing just how melodically soaring and densely heavy their intentions are these days. Perhaps it's because some of their classics are causing pandemonium from front to back of this gigantic field, the metalcore battery of The Legacy and timeless melodies of Knives and Pens, raising voices of fans old and new to deafening volumes. Or perhaps it is simply that, right now, they are more locked in and laser-focused than ever before, and that will always produce a genuinely unmissable performance. Black Veil Brides forever, Black Veil Brides forever." So that was something I wanted to touch on. Thank you for the amazing words, Jack Roger. I really enjoyed that write-up. Obviously, I did not get to see the set myself. I don't live in the UK. I always have wanted to go to Download. It's something I've never actually been able to do yet. Hopefully one day, maybe if Black Veil ever headlines the thing, like #1 headliner, I would love to go and see it. I do believe there's quite a few bands that could headline that and I'd be down, but if Black Veil's there, I mean, that would give me the ultimate excuse to go. But all that to be said, costs a lot of money, not gonna lie, but with that write-up of their set, I really enjoyed that, and I gotta say, it just goes to show and also support my message of just saying that Black Veil Brides is the best they've ever been in their entire career. There's no denying it now. Like, every single live set they have, people say they sound the best they ever have. Every single live set they have, they say they seem the happiest they ever have been, and genuinely so. It is shown that this Vindicate record, this album cycle, this era that we find ourselves in as BVB fans, as the BVB army, we're really just going through it. We're at like the height Black Veil Brides has ever been. Not just in terms of popularity, not just in terms of recognition, but literally in every single conceivable way. Black Veil Brides is back, and they're back with a fucking vengeance, and we've known this. And I think that people that aren't necessarily a part of the BVB army, they are starting to see it. They're starting to notice, Black Veil Brides, I haven't heard of that band since blah blah blah, like Teenage Days or what have you, that everyone usually says if they've heard of them before. And they're finally just being shocked, literally punched square in the face, right in the teeth, to show, or be shown rather, that Black Veil Brides is good. And obviously, we as fans don't need that, but it's lovely to finally just kind of prove all those haters wrong. Obviously, not everyone is going to be proven wrong. People will still dislike this band regardless, even if they make the best record of their lives, which so far they have. Regardless, though, people are always going to be haters. Glad to see, though, that some people are finally turning around. Also, a brand new Rock Sound interview following their Download set, in which Black Veil Brides' Andy Bierzak Chat's new album Vindicate, collaborating with Machine Head's Rob Flynn, and why 2026 was their best ever performance at Donington. It was a very good watch. I highly recommend checking it out if you want some more insight on the band and this said download performance. As for Black Veil Brides themselves, they did post on their socials saying, "Yesterday was one of our all-time favorite Download Fest sets we've ever played. Thank you all so much. Tonight kicks off a run of intimate, one-of-a-kind, sold-out club shows across the UK. We're so excited for you to join us. More big news coming soon." And that has me wondering, obviously we know this is the unveiling, or at least the unveiling shows that they're doing in the UK. They were announced quite a while ago at this point. At least it feels like quite a while. Time is a concept. Holy shit. But the fact that they are going to be, showing off more big news coming soon, I am so intrigued what big news this could be. Is it some extra songs for us to just devour off of like a deluxe Vindicate? Who knows? I know that I'm not asking for that yet because we just got Vindicate a month ago. But regardless, it is Black Veil Brides month. We are nearing the actual anniversary of Knives and Pens, the anniversary of the band. Like, it would be cool to get some really big news coming soon because it is the month that we're in. It's because it's Knives and Pens' birthday soon. Like, very cool to think that we're getting something big. I don't know what it's going to be, though. I have no idea whatsoever. They've been doing a lot that they've never done before in terms of like their new fragrances that they got, the cologne/perfume, the joggers, like the whole outfit sets that they posted as merch, like, and not to mention just the fact that this album's been doing amazing. Like, I don't know what could they possibly announce? I honestly don't know, but I'm very, very curious. Also, a new video on Spin Mag's socials saying, "I thought, in rock and roll, and in this life, what we do is we give up everything else in pursuit of working on the dream, so it seemed fitting." After you hear how Andy Bierzak came up with the band name Black Veil Brides, listen to their new album Vindicate, out now. And again, that was on Spin Mag's socials, that post there. And for all of those that aren't in the know, the band's name is a reference to the Catholic Church and their own Black Veil Brides, the people, or nuns really, that devote themselves to the church. And of course, since they're the ones that dedicate their lives to the church, Andy then thought, what better name to have for this band instead of Bierzak, which was originally the band's name? What better than Black Veil Brides, just to show the devotion to music, to making this dream of his happen. So very, very fitting name. Just for those in the Black Veil Brides army that didn't know that, that is a little tidbit for you. And also on top of it all, Joshua Schultz directed Woe and Pain music video is finally out for all to see. It premiered last week. Unfortunately, there was very few people included in the premiere. Not many people actually watched it because I was there live. I got to see, I think it got up to like 180. 190, and that's just 190, so very, very upsetting to see that not many people supported Woe and Pain, even though the only reason they posted this was because people were asking for it. Maybe they wanted something different and not just the same Veeps music video that we got. Like, if you were there for the Veeps live stream before the album actually dropped, maybe you were hoping for something different. I don't really know, or why you would expect that in any sense. They're a busy band right now, but all that to be said, there's a new music video. Go give it your support. Go share it with your friends. It is a great way to just get people into this band. And Woe and Pain, nonetheless, one of the best tracks on the entire album. Perfect. Lastly, I just wanted to touch on something I personally got over this past week. I have not got it in my hands yet, but I did buy it. For those that know Discogs, I mentioned it just a few minutes ago, I ended up getting Black Veil Brides 4 on red vinyl. It is one that I've been looking for so long. I honestly have been wanting it since I started this collection. I originally bought the plain black version of the album back when I first started buying records. It was my first ever record that I bought. And I finally pulled the trigger because somebody was kind enough to take my offer. I'm not going to say what that offer was. Luckily, it wasn't as crazy as some Black Veil records get. I'll just say at least $100. Just put that out there for Canadian prices, rather. Regardless, though, he accepted my offer because I just shared my story and how much I've been looking for this at a decent price point, because I don't support scalpers. I don't want to pay a ridiculous amount for something that, again, I already have. Like, maybe if I didn't have the record, I would think a little more on it, but regardless, rambles aside, I'm very happy to say that I will have that in my collection, and I will obviously post a photo of it to all of my socials at Lights Monarch. Follow them to see the photo when I get it in my hands. And also, for everyone listening, do you have any Black Veil Brides vinyl? Obviously, it's hard to come by. There are new records that are available, or at least more readily available, like The Phantom Tomorrow, The Morning, even Restitch These Wounds alongside Vindicate. Like, those ones are doable. You can find those at normal prices, but I'm more so curious about those past records. The ones before the band kind of got back together with Lonnie in the lineup, like before they signed to Sumerian, the Universal records. Do you guys have any of them? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to know. And also, while you're down there, please leave a like, subscribe, and share with your friends, because I want to know everyone's opinion on Black Veil Brides and music in general. Love the conversation, and it means a lot to me whenever I get to have it. So thank you very much. And now, to continue on with download news, just something really quick, more so towards Linkin Park than Black Veil Brides. Linkin Park headline download, which makes a historical moment, which will officially mark the very first time a woman-led band has headlined the festival. I wanted to touch on this. I seen it on State of the Scene podcast, just to shout them out and give them credit where credit is due. I thought that was an interesting tidbit. I didn't know that that was a thing that never happened in the whole history of download. That's kind of insane. But it's also funny to think that Linkin Park wasn't a female-fronted band. And I don't know if I would say is. Like, yes, there's a female in the band, but is she really the front of it? I would give that more so to Mike, or even the memory of Chester. But regardless, as it is, it does follow suit. Very interesting tidbit I just wanted to mention, because hell yeah, women, congrats. Good job, Emily, on making that finally happen. And also for Linkin Park news, they released Faint as a single 23 years ago, Breaking the Habit as a single 22 years ago, amazing song by the way, and The Hunting Party, their album The Hunting Party, released 12 years ago. Absolutely insane. Linkin Park is a band that has been around for longer than one would think, but it makes sense because, hey, it's Linkin Park. Now I want to switch gears just a little bit to touch on Taylor Swift. Not going to spend a whole lot of time touching on her, but some crazy things happened for her over this past week that I had to touch on quickly. To start off, she's the youngest woman in history, ever, to have been inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. She was inducted by Steven Spielberg, and he went on to say, Taylor Swift continues to fulfill her destiny as the most successful female artist of not just our time, but of all time. Absolutely great quote from Steven Spielberg. And of course, after she accepted the nomination and award, she gave a 21-minute long tear-filled speech. Very, very good. I would share what she said on it, but 21 minutes is quite a long time, and I don't want to spend all day rambling about Taylor Swift. So if you're interested, it is online. It's on socials. Go check it out if you love Taylor Swift, though then again, if you love her, you probably already heard it. An amazing speech from her. Also, before all of that happened, she shared the stage with Randy Newman at the Toy Story 5 premiere, the red carpet premiere. Absolutely great performance. They did a rendition of You've Got a Friend in Me together, and before that, even in the show, she ended up performing, surprise performing, mind you, both of these, the I Knew It, I Knew You single for the movie. So awesome to see. Love that she was able to do a thing with Randy Newman himself. I didn't want that. That was one of the things that when she kind of, or at least it was rumored that she was going to be doing a song, I was very much hoping that it wouldn't be a cover of You've Got a Friend in Me. But man, when I seen that live, I'm glad that her song isn't a cover, the one that she actually released for the movie. But the fact that we got this cover all the same, or at least a duet of it with the two of them, I liked it way more than I thought I would. Like, I was enthralled. I was thrilled. Very cool, regardless. And obviously, Taylor Swift herself, she is very, very, very thankful for being a part of this universe. The fact that Randy Newman allowed her to be in this world, this musical universe that Toy Story has created. Obviously, Randy Newman himself is the king of Toy Story when it comes to the music, so she was very grateful, very thankful, and even got her original VHS for Toy Story signed at that premiere by the actors. So very, very cool. There's a lot of cool photos as well. If you're interested in seeing her with Jessie and all the other actors, very, very cool to see. I love Toy Story, so I had to share that, and of course, I do enjoy Taylor Swift. Also, to kind of end off this Taylor Swift tangent, if you will, 7 years ago, Taylor Swift started her Lover era by first releasing You Need to Calm Down. And also, she becomes the first ever artist, mind you, to have 6 of their albums surpass 10 billion streams each on Spotify. Hell yes, Taylor Swift, you are a legend, absolutely legendary. And speaking of legendary, I can't go without speaking upon Kingdom Hearts 4. Oh, it is here. It is here. Granted, the game itself is not here yet, but we did finally get a trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4. First off, though, we got Kingdom Hearts Collection 1 through 3. It is going to be on the Nintendo Switch 2, as well as every other platform imaginable that is modern, rather, just to put that out there, with Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5 itself as a standalone digital release, going to be running natively on Switch 1 hardware. So for those that don't have a Switch 2 yet, you can play some of the Kingdom Hearts franchise. But all that aside, Kingdom Hearts Collection 1 through 3, I am very excited for. Don't get me wrong, I am looking forward to that very much. It'll give me an excuse, really, to actually go through the Kingdom Hearts games again. It's been far, far too long for my liking, personally. I will also be able to platinum it all again, because I already pre-ordered it on my PS5, which I was lucky enough to get half off, 50% off of the new collection, because I owned all of the other games already, digitally, mind you. So great to see that they're honoring that. It is wild that it is a $100 price tag, Canadian. Absolutely wild that it's that much. I'm not saying it's not worth that much money, but it's just wild because these games have already been out. So unless if they plan on doing some massive cool upgrades to it, I don't see why it's priced that high, but again, it is what it is. I bought it, so I can't even complain. I'm part of the problem. But when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, I am happy to be a part of any problem regarding it, except for the brand new artwork. I just wanted to get this out of the way because it is a bit of a negative thing to touch on. The new artwork that, yes, is Nomura drawn, like Nomura himself did draw it, it has unfortunately been touched by AI. And granted, it hasn't been confirmed. Square Enix and Kingdom Hearts team, they have not confirmed that it has AI in it, but you just look at it, the ones that they're actually using to put on the video game cases, you can see blatant AI use, like kind of that they took Nomura's art that he made for this and ran it through an AI blender. Very, very sad, just from a lover of Kingdom Hearts and a hater of AI when it comes to creativity and art. And I believe Nomura would probably be upset too, but someone signed off on it. And I'm not blaming Nomura. He might have had to do it because of Square. Regardless, whoever made that call, Wish you didn't, because Kingdom Hearts is such an artistic franchise. Nomura's art is always something I get so excited to see with every single release. And the fact that this is Nomura art is awesome. I even loved it the very first time I seen it, but then I looked a little closer after it was like kind of announced and, things were settling. I was really diving deep. I noticed that like Donald Duck, he has 4 fingers on one hand 5 on one hand, 4 on the other, regardless. And then like Sora's shoe doesn't have the crowns on the bottom, and some of the faces look the same. Some things look a little off. The background looks pretty blurry, like the clock tower and whatnot. Even the keyblades look kind of messed up. So just upsetting. Very, very upsetting. I know I still bought it. I hate that I have to support something AI generated. Granted, the games aren't, at least to my knowledge. I know they're real. They weren't AI. They weren't messed with AI that I know of. I know that the re-release on Steam, though, they did release an update, which will probably be what we get with this PS5, Nintendo Switch 2, yada, yada, yada versions. I do believe that we might get the patch that they released on these new versions that is AI rendered textures. Like they upscale them with AI, and that isn't, I don't even know. It's not like make or break, but it's still just upsetting. Like, hire people to do it. Come on, Square, you have the money. Like, and that's not just on Square either. That's every company. Like, come on, guys. But to get all that out of the way, I needed to touch on it. It is upsetting, and it is what it is. I hope they say something about it. Maybe redo the artwork so it is just that basic Nomura art, because fans, I assume if we give enough of an outcry, they might do something towards it. But Square Enix is moving to an AI future, so I don't even know what realistically we as fans can do. But again, besides the point, if you guys have any opinions on that, let me know in the comments below. Obviously, with Kingdom Hearts 4 being announced, though, at the end of that trailer, granted, on a Nintendo Direct, on a random Tuesday, absolutely insane. After a little bit about thumb wrestling in Nintendo Switch Online Sports, whatever the fuck it was called, we got Kingdom Hearts. Like, I was expecting, or at least hoping, fingers crossed, for that collection that we got, or something similar to it. We got that. But at the end of that trailer, during the Nintendo Direct, it went right into a new Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. Starting with Ava, obviously our girl, the dandelion leader herself, or at least the original, the foreteller, if you will. And granted, it hasn't been confirmed this is her, but her voice actress is the same. She has very similar mannerisms. She sits the same. I do believe it is Ava. And then we get the trailer to go on. It is a recreation of that original Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer to some extent when it comes to the dark side and Sora just fucking flinging onto cars, and it just looks so good. I'm trying to say words and it's just, this has been something I have been waiting 4+ years for, okay? I have waited 4 years and God knows how many months. The fact that it's real, the best way I was able to explain it, because when this was happening, I was at work. I was sitting at my desk at work. Luckily, no one was around. The only one around was my coworker. There was no one coming into the store. But when this happened, I screamed, okay? I screamed, I got excited, and I just remember my coworker being like, "You all right?" And bless him, he's an old guy, so he doesn't really game at all, and not saying old guys can't, but regardless, just to give a little bit insight on him, he's not a gamer. And he respected me. He respected my space. He respected whatever the hell I was doing, because I was definitely screaming, or like, whoa, whoa, as you do when you're excited, especially for something that is just pretty much jump scares you in that moment. The best way I was able to explain it to him was, I told him, Kermit the Frog, right? He's like, yeah, Kermit the Frog. So you know how he gets excited, he throws his arms up and just goes, "Ah!" That's me. That is how I feel inside. So that was kind of the way that I was able to explain it. He got a kick out of that, and that's just to kind of show how excited I was in a way to relate to him. Kingdom Hearts 4, though, just to kind of start on a proper breakdown, if you will. I'm not going to break down the trailer here, but I started with Ava. I do need to mention that Sigurd, or at least who we believe is Sigurd, is shown. He was originally from Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, the very, very end of the game. Kind of leading into what Missing Link was supposed to be. He was supposed to be a very important character in Missing Link, which we never actually got. That was the game that was unfortunately canceled, but it seems to be still very important for the entirety of Kingdom Hearts 4, so we'll see what all that means. Sigurd is there, and we believe that is him because of the purple within all of his clothing. It just would make sense. And Nomura was very upfront that he is going to be very important in the overall story for Kingdom Hearts 4. Big shame we never got to learn more about him before this game, but never say never. I'm sure they'll fill in the gaps as much as they're able. Hopefully, though, fingers crossed, we eventually get that Missing Link resurrection, a re-Missing Link, if you will. Then I wanted to touch on the other character that was shown, being Valley, one of the upperclassmen. From Dark Road, for those that didn't play another mobile game, it seems like this game is going to be full of mobile game characters, which is great. I played every single one again except for Missing Link because we never actually got that one. But all of Unchained Key, all of Union Cross, and all of Dark Road I was able to play firsthand. So I know the whole story, I know all of the characters, and the fact that we're actually seeing them in proper Kingdom Hearts fashion in Kingdom Hearts 4 drives me wild. Like, I am so excited to know how they're going to use these new characters, because they're new characters to us, yes, but they are from the very first games in the franchise lore-wise. So Union Cross, Dark Road, Missing Link, all of those games that, granted again, Missing Link RIP, but all those games are the history of Kingdom Hearts, the originals. So before Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, before Kingdom Hearts 1, before the whole series, it takes place, at least Union Cross did and Unchained Key, during the Keyblade War. So to give anyone kind of, an idea of that, it is the history, and we're seeing these characters brought to modern day through Kingdom Hearts 4. How it's going to happen, I don't know. Obviously, those that have played Kingdom Hearts know what Quadratum is. They know what it represents, especially if you've seen that very first Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. Streliza, or Strelitzia, depending on how you pronounce it, she actually told us that it's more of an afterlife. So, very intriguing. It is a reality that is more of an afterlife. What that means for all of these characters being there, what other characters we will see here, I'm so curious. So curious. Because for those that played Dark Road, you know that the upperclassmen, unfortunately, were destroyed, wiped out by Baldur. I'm just putting that out there, not going to go into details. If you're interested, go look it up. I highly recommend. Dark Road doesn't play great, but the story was fantastic. But again, to rambles aside, because I'm going to ramble on forever about this, I honestly could. Kingdom Hearts 4 is real. The clown paint can be put away. We don't know a release date, but it most certainly is real. And I wanted to touch on Ava one last time at the very first steps of the trailer, if you will, at the beginning. It does show her, and she talks about how the darkness was in this world at one point already, but with the fact, or at least with the appearance of Sora and other Keyblade wielders, it wasn't until then that Heartless started appearing. The fact that the darkness finally were given a form. So Heartless are a thing in the Kingdom Hearts reality, but in unreality, which is what Quadratum is, darkness didn't yet have a form until Keyblade wielders started showing up. And it's to touch on the original Kingdom Hearts game when Leon himself talks to Sora about the Keyblade and how, so long as he has that, so long as he wields the Keyblade, darkness will follow him. The Heartless will always be after him. And it goes to show that even in unreality, they still followed him through. And it's bringing all of these concepts that are found in the Kingdom Hearts reality to unreality or real life, which is why Quadratum looks like modern day Tokyo. So there are reasons. It goes pretty deep, and obviously people that don't know Kingdom Hearts probably aren't even listening to this ramble, but I would highly recommend it. It sounds very confusing, I know, but if you take it step by step, play every game, which we are getting another opportunity to do so with that collection coming out October 8th, there's really no excuse. You're able to follow it step by step. It is very clear when you do it that way. Now, Kingdom Hearts 4, it did have a press release, and the summary of the press release read as such: a new installment in the action role-playing series developed and published by Square Enix. Kingdom Hearts 4 follows protagonist Sora and some familiar characters as they journey through the mysterious city of Quadratum. Sora will once again journey to various worlds where new figures cross his path and new powers awaken in this next chapter. Kingdom Hearts 4 will launch for Nintendo Switch 2, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. More details about the game will be revealed in the future. So very cool. We're getting it for every platform the day of release. So it's not going to be exclusive to PlayStation for a bit. It's not going to be exclusive to Nintendo for a bit. It is multi-platform through and through, just the same as the coming collection will be. So awesome to see that everyone's going to be able to get it day one. And I think the only thing that I'm not mentioning, aside from the actual gameplay of Kingdom Hearts 4 that was shown in the trailer to kind of delve into the build command, don't know much on that, but it's a new way of fighting. The combos look amazing. It looks like an upgrade on Kingdom Hearts 3. Very, very exciting. I love Kingdom Hearts 3. I love the whole franchise, obviously, but with how Kingdom Hearts 3 was able to be so in-depth, especially with the Remind DLC coming out, if they're building on top of that, it's going to be beautiful, because they're not just building on it, they're bringing back some stuff that people love about Kingdom Hearts 2, which is considered to be like the best combat of the whole franchise apart from Recoded. If you played Recoded on the DS, you know that game's absolutely fucking fire, but gameplay-wise, not so much story-wise. All that to be said, though, the gameplay of Kingdom Hearts 4, for what we're seeing, looks really good. It looks way more polished than the screenshot that we got literally 13 months prior. Nomura, you madman. But the gameplay looks great, and the only other thing being Donald and Goofy. They are in what looks to be the underworld, searching for Hades, searching for that room in which they're able to talk to the dead. If you've played Dark Road, you should know that Xehanort and Ericus, they went to the underworld and actually talked to the upperclassmen themselves in Dark Road. So it is a concept that has been touched on already. That is why I assume Donald and Goofy are there. They're finding a way to talk to the ones lost, and I'm going to leave it at that. Very exciting, though. Love the fact that they're like, hey, this is still a Disney game. There is still Disney characters in it, because they've been showing a lot of Quadratum off. And I say a lot, granted, we've only got 2 trailers. Big whoop. I'm just very happy and very, very, very excited. And the last thing I wanted to touch on with the trailer is the scene of Xehanort holding a busted umbrella in a storm over top of Sora, who is on his knees. Like the fact that the Nomura artwork we got of Xehanort holding an umbrella in the rain and with the flowers blooming, that became real. We are getting, like, it is confirmed now that Xehanort, we are getting that 14th life of Xehanort in Quadratum with Sora. He's probably going to be our main dude, like our helper. He might even be our party member, you know? Like, he is actually going to be somebody that will be considered, hopefully, a friend. In the scene, what he's doing, it's kind of the symbolism for the fact that he's going to protect us. He is going to be our protection, or at least going to try to help protect Sora from the literal rain, from everything within Quadratum, because obviously he's been there for whoever knows how long. We don't know how time works in Quadratum, how it affects the characters there, especially the Kingdom Hearts based characters. My mind runs wild with all of it. But I'm just so happy that scene we were shown, it is confirmed Xehanort is in Quadratum, his 14th vessel, if you will, with Sora protecting him, and the broken, busted up kind of umbrella also symbolizes just how much Sora and Xehanort have went through within their lives, like personally. Like the fact that they're broken and busted but still protecting one another, specifically with Xehanort showing that he has a change of heart, at least within this vessel. It's going to be awesome. I'm very, very, very excited for all of that. And Kingdom Hearts 4 cannot come soon enough. The only other thing I wanted to mention, as per at KH Demo or _ Demo, he tweeted, for the 99.9% of you that didn't experience any of Missing Link, the black raven feathers seen in the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer were used to basically possess others by two characters called Hugin and Munin, named for Odin's ravens. And for those that don't know, Odin is the teacher that we find within Kingdom Hearts Dark Road. So it all connects. It's all very, very connected, and I'm very, very excited. Also, a possible elemental world based on the Keyblade being shown, the brand new Keyblade. It looks like it would be for the Pixar movie Elemental. Some people are saying maybe Moana, but I kind of lean more towards Elemental with the whole star and everything like that. If you know, you know. And even James Woods, the voice of Hades himself from Hercules, he actually ended up tweeting saying, I might have a little bit of inside knowledge on this. Just gonna say it's terrific and maybe one of the best of the series. What the hell does he know? How does he say that? How can he tweet that? James Woods, what do you know? What do you know about Kingdom Hearts 4 that we don't? Have you seen the game? Have you played it? So many questions. And with the fact he said that, that means some English voice actors have been contacted. They might have already done some of their lines. Regardless of that fact, I'm so curious if Square Enix is going to pull out that big dick move and actually release not only Final Fantasy VII Revelation in spring, but end the year and cap it off with the release in holiday season for the 25th anniversary of Kingdom Hearts, which that logo was shown, by the way, with Kingdom Hearts 4 in the winter, Q4 of 2027. That is such a possibility now. And before, I would have laughed at that. I would have hoped, but I would have laughed. It seems like it might be reasonable. A 2027 release, a 25th anniversary release of Kingdom Hearts 4. Will Square Enix pull off that big dick move? I don't know. But man, oh man, I hope they do. Also, to kind of wrap up here, the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer is the 4th most viewed new trailer from the recent showcases that happened, the not E3 season, if you will, across all sources, generating 57.1 million views total. Kingdom Hearts 4 got that many views with a trailer that is maybe a minute long. Maybe. Insane. Kingdom Hearts is a force to be reckoned with. And now all we need, like capitalized need, is a Union Cross Dark Road remake. And while they're at it, I hope they throw in something to do with Missing Link. Give it to us, be it an HD 2D game. I'm fine with that. I would actually love and prefer that for the art style to kind of be recreated in that way instead of bringing it all to 3D. We don't need that for those games, but it would be great because we do need a way for people to experience the story that isn't just YouTube. Please, Square, make it happen, please. And it's crazy to think that all of this happened on Donald Duck's 92nd birthday. Remember this, that Ocarina of Time remake, which was announced after, got leaked originally just to make sure Kingdom Hearts 4 went underneath the shadows. So just wanted to put that out there. awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. Kingdom Hearts 4 could not come soon enough. To touch on Fable really quick to kind of wrap up this video game news I wanted to touch on, Fable is part life simulator. They showed off 30 minutes of gameplay from the brand new Fable reboot, and every villager has a life, a job, a schedule, and occasionally a problem you definitely didn't cause. In the actual playthrough and that little 30-minute segment, they showed a scene where you save a pig, a talking pig, that you get to choose whether like to save him, to just say whatever. You could question him, and they were very, very adamant on saying that every single choice has a consequence, even the smallest ones. So very cool to see that builds up your reputation within the town that you're in. The fact that you can step into Albion and discover what it means to live an extraordinary life, building relationships, shaping your reputation, and influence the people around you in a world that evolves with every choice you make. So it is a very, very heavy game. There's a lot to do in it, way, way past just the story. So I'm very excited to see just how much content this game actually will hold, because it looks fantastic. Then to touch on Deltarune Chapter 5, it was announced and it drops June 24th. Finally, we are getting Chapter 5 for Deltarune. I do need to catch up, though. My buddy Logan, shout out to you, man, love ya. He is very, very excited for it, so props to him, had to mention it. Also, 10 years ago today, Sony hosted a historic E3 2016 press conference with God of War being revealed with a full orchestra, Marvel's Spider-Man reveal with Insomniac Games, obviously what started off this entire Marvel franchise that they have been creating for themselves, Death Stranding reveal with Hideo Kojima, his first return to gaming since Metal Gear Solid being taken away from him from Konami, still upset about that, then Resident Evil 7 reveal with Capcom. Crazy stuff, and the fact that we got just as crazy a year, if not even way crazier this year with what our not E3 season was, beautiful, poetic, really. The fact it's been 10 years, it had to come back to this. Now to touch on some new/upcoming releases, Bring Me the Horizon new single. Their new single, For Count Your Blessings Repented, went over some AI controversy. The video they posted for it was created by somebody, but they took it down. Not sure why. I guess they did come to terms with the fact it was AI generated. I don't know. But I wanted to mention that because they did remove the video, the visualizer that they had up, but the song itself still remains. Then Imminence with Sumerian Records. They just signed with Sumerian Records and released their first single called The Sword That Never Bends. And lastly, before I jump into new releases off Spotify, I needed to touch on Valley. Valley's new era has started with Vending Machine. It is out now, their newest single. And for those that do follow their email chain, they sent out an email saying, "Hi, hello. I guess this means the beginning of something new, the closure of something old, and a lot to entertain ourselves about. This is the longest time we've taken between putting new music out into the worldwide void. 2 years of daydreams and nightmares with cows, seeing red everywhere, traveling what feels like the entire planet, thousands of voice notes in planes, trains, and cars, building studios and cabins, living out in Tennessee, celebrating birthdays, going to funerals, learning to accept where we are right at this second on this planet, but most importantly, remembering all of you are in this together with us, always. How could we ever forget about you? Making music is questioning, realizing, pursuing, quitting, pursuing again. It feels equally scary as exciting, but it's good to be back. At its core, Coil, a vending machine exists to give things on demand. It doesn't have needs, boundaries, or emotions. People only approach it when they want something, a source of comfort, attention, validation, or entertainment. All this to say, the more we've lived a life as humans, friends, a band in pursuit of something, the more we've realized the value of love that depends on connection, not output. Maybe someday that feeling will relate to the life that you're currently living. Love and miss you all, Rob, Alex, and Kara. An amazing email. I needed to read that out, and I know people might not know of Valley, but if you are at all interested, I would highly recommend going to check out their newest single, Vending Machine. It is so worth it. I fell in love with the song the first instant I heard it. Now, touching on the Spotify releases that I always go over, we got Slander with Spirit Box, their newest single, Under My Skin. Very, very good. My Chemical Romance released Common People, recorded for BBC Radio 1, which is going to be on their upcoming deluxe re-release, the anniversary release of Danger Days itself. We got a brand new single, Blood Pact, by Fit for a King. It's going to be a deluxe edition of Lonely God. Then Taylor Swift released I Knew It, I Knew You, the acoustic and piano versions of the songs. Very good. I'm waiting for the CDs to come in myself, but awesome to see. Then Honestav, or Honestav, don't know how to say his name whatsoever, but with MGK, Crash First. I enjoyed the snippet I seen online, did not enjoy the song as much as I wanted to. Kind of upsetting, but it is what it is. Then Blink-182 released the 25th anniversary edition of Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, a classic album. Can't believe it is 25 years old. Then Bring Me the Horizon, Black and Blue, from their 2026 repented version of Count Your Blessings. That is the newest single, the very first single from it. And Movements releasing Everything Is Fine, a brand new single from their upcoming record. Not to mention also Mothika with her lo-fi break room beats. Very interesting release. Haven't listened to that yet myself, but curious nonetheless. And also Weekend Music by Mayday Parade from their upcoming album, the third release, if you will, of their 3 albums that they talked about releasing probably last year, if not even longer than that, which is going to be titled Sugar. Very exciting. Releases July 23rd for those interested. This is the second single for that record. And, of course, some anniversaries to mention before I really wrap up. Bad Omens released Limits Unplugged on this day 6 years ago. Riot is 19, yes, Riot by Paramore. Snow Patrol released Chasing Cars 20 years ago. And, of course, 1X by 3 Days Grace, the legendary album that is also 20 years old with some extra tracks tackled onto it for those that are interested. Then again, 21 Pilots, MTV Unplugged is 4, and The Contract turns 1 year old. Crazy shit. Crazy stuff. Absolutely insane. But I've got some stuff to do tomorrow, which is why this podcast episode is coming out earlier than usual. I recorded in advance, so hopefully nothing super wild crazy gets announced tomorrow, which if it does, I mean it does. I'll talk about it on the next episode, but I've got a bar show to attend tomorrow, so I'm going to be busy as soon as I get off work, which is, again, why I am doing this today. And hopefully come Tuesday, I will be busy watching some movies with my friend Reese. We had an idea, not a concrete plan, but an idea of going to see a double header, being Scary Movie first to start off the whole thing, and then ending it with Backrooms. Whether or not we'll do that, we'll see. It's just Tuesday is the cheap day for movies, and that would probably be the best day to go. Save hurting the wallet just a little bit if I can, because I'm going to be spending a lot of money here with, the upcoming video games. But regardless, that is my week. It's going to be a busy one, but a good one. I'm very, very looking forward to it. And again, I'm still riding that high from Kingdom Hearts 4 being real. Oh man, I knew it was real, but the fact that it was finally shown again, first time in 4+ years, it is due time. Beyond due time, and I'm glad I can put that clown paint away for the time being. All that to be said, thank you so much for listening. Again, let me know in the comments below what you thought of this episode, and leave a like and share with everyone. Subscribe if you're able to. I very much appreciate it. So thank you for listening. And As always, thank you so much for discovering the music within.